My name's Michael Render. They call me Killer Mike. And this is Conversate. I just want to conversate. I just want to conversate, which I want to convert. Conversate.
Man, I remember seeing one of my partners get whooped so bad by his mama, man. I went back to thank my grandma and my grandma beat the shit out of me. I was just like, thank you, dog. I didn't know how frustrating it got, man. Kevin Payton, my man in prison right now. God bless his soul.
So the ass whoopings ain't work.
No, they did. I didn't think the ass whooping. Kevin it was in him. Yeah, he was down. He was.
What we heard was, I'm going to spank you until you start crying.
Really? Yeah. So you start crying before the spanking even happened. My grandma said, I'm gonna beat you till I get tired. Yeah. And she did all her own yard work. So she didn't get tired. So, I was like, I used to be getting beat like, when the fuck is she gonna get tired? Like, god damn.
It was like, go get me a switch.
Yep.
If I don't like the switch, I'm gonna have you go get 2 switches.
Bro, this long, or you was going back, and they would braid the switches together. If you
that's a whip.
I know.
I learned the art of getting the right switch. You got to get the joint that's going to break.
The dry. You got to get the one that's a little dry. Yeah, absolutely. If you get one that's too green, they get frustrated. Yeah. But if you get one that's too dry, it breaks.
It's going to break.
But if you get the perfect switch, where the ass whooping go.
If it make noise when you swing, don't get that one. Swinging that motherfucker swinging that bitch like Zorro.
My grandma and her younger sister, about 2 years, who was her best friend, my auntie Tot, who was like a god grandmother to me. When I tell you, man, they wore switches out on me. I just wouldn't. My grandmother told me in front of my wife, she said, I'm sorry I beat you so much. She said, you were just so bad. She's like, I didn't know what else to do. I was like,
that's the torture.
She was just...
To beat your ass.
Yeah, fuck it though. I'd rather take the ass whooping was quick though. I didn't want punishment.
The
punishment. I'll take the ass whooping. Like I earned this one. These Levi's can take it. I got you. But the punishments that I can't go to my cousin's house. Oh yeah,
man. We lived in these apartments. They're like, you can't go outside, and it'd be the days where it's like the most shit happening.
Yeah,
you be like, God damn, somebody came by and gave us all kinds of shit. I'm in the house, like, fuck, just give me the whooping, man. Whooping on last 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, let's go and get this shit over.
Yeah.
Oh, your whoopings last night, I had them 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Hell no. Yeah, that's if you like moving around. Like, my auntie was like, don't just stand, don't just lay there and let her whoop you. Move. Man, I did that shit. And she fucked around and hit herself one day.
Oh, she beat the shit out of you after that. I know.
Kick my auntie's ass. I was like, you gave me the fucking worst advice ever.
My mom was the worst, though. My mom, she's only 16 years, so she's like a big sister. She was just would fucking punch me in my chest. Like fuck all that woofing shit. Just wham. You just grab her hand and try to hold that shit. She's like, you a little fucking asshole. I'm tired of you, man. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Conversate with Killer Mike. To my left, I have
Mr. Bear.
And to my right,
Mr. Hating everybody in the comments. That's me, Mr.
Man.
Moetown.
Why they want to do Moetown like that, man? I mean, you've been great. I appreciate it. I hope you keep coming. Swift is on. I think Swift's about 2 more weeks on the road.
Yeah, I think he can stay 3-4 more weeks.
Nah, don't do that. No
I
hate.
think you caught some strays, though, man. I don't really know what we went through that day trying to, you know what I mean, make that episode happen. So
yeah,
we really got caught, you know what I mean, collateral damage.
What does that mean?
I mean, there was some things going on in that episode that we were trying. I didn't know what to do. I was
trying to pivot away from it.
Yeah, and Mo tried to pivot away from it to save us all from guaranteed doom, and he ended up catching some strays. Yo, what are you, a lame, a coon?
Yeah.
What else are you?
Hey,
a coward?
I really be, you know what, man? It'd be fun. I'd be wanting to ask black people, like, you can tell who's not a Southerner, right? You're a coon. I'm like, have you ever really seen a raccoon? Like, if you haven't, have you guys ever seen a raccoon?
Yeah.
All right. Raccoons are fucking fearless. The only thing probably more fearless than a raccoon is a badger. Like, you got to be talking about badger, Wolverine. Like, if you enter your garbage can and a raccoon is in there, just walk the fuck away. I remember me and Shay leaving a restaurant one time. I heard something in the dumpster. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I go to the dumpster and there are fucking dozens of raccoons in the dumpster. They look at me like, fuck you gonna do, fat boy? Guess what I do? Fat boy walk all the way back around the restaurant. Raccoons will attack you. So when you just out there, when you call people coons, I hope you know if you're talking about one of the most fearless fucking animals in the wild, a raccoon will fuck you up. So please know that. So find a new animal. Like you guys should go possum. You're a fucking possum. You're an armadillo. And say it with a southern accent. Don't go armadillo. Then they're gonna know you think you got a little education.
Would that change the amount of hurt that you felt from
I didn't
comments?
feel no hurt. The only reason it really bothered me is because I knew I can't go back in the comments and go back at them.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type, I go click your page and shit, and I'll see what you see.
Swift. Yeah. You must have felt it, man. They trying to get rid of you in here, man. Barry's talking about you could stay gone a few more weeks. He's gonna try to incorporate Moetown full time.
Oh yeah.
We're in here recording, man. We have Elizabeth Cook in here today. I'm gonna call you after the episode, okay?
You got who?
Elizabeth Cook, man, independent country artist, hell of a dope records, man. I'll send it to you. But she's in the room. She can hear you say what's up if you want to say what's up.
What's up? That's the only person I'm speaking to.
You just wake up.
I'm gonna let you finish. I love you, OG. I'll give you a call back. All right, peace. Swift watching the cameras, nigga. You better watch out.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Is Swift in there? Coon.
That definitely. That was him. The person who said.
Was it coon or what was it?
Man, it was all kinds of shit. And I was and I'm clicking on their page. I go to people's page and look at their shit.
Why are you doing all that?
Because I'm like, I really want to
say something.
Yeah, I want to say
something
something back. But I don't say no, I just give them a break. But in my mind, like,
I'm gonna tell you what keeps me from going crazy. I'm gonna tell you what keeps me from going crazy, Mo. Especially when the dudes do it. I go find out what your girlfriend looks like.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna tell y'all got some rotund women out there, boy. For y'all to be calling me fat, I'm talking about some of y'all women, man. We wear the same size. I just be like, you love her, why don't you love me? She looks like a 400 pounds of loving, round as a beach ball.
Man, I seen that shit this morning. This dude like posted. He was like, yeah, something about the dude from UFC, Hope. He was like, Hope versus Big Mike. And I'm finna go on his comments, and I just clicked the comments. Boy, they tore his ass up. They went to his page and got hella screenshots of his wife, and they're like, you shouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah,
no, they was tearing his wife up.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think.
Hey, you talking
about no. I'm talking about what he did. I'm talking what he did because I was not opposed to.
Well, who did?
There's a UFC fighter who said Michelle Obama's a man. I'm just like, man, all right. This at this point is lame because it's been said so long. And my thing is like, it's just lame because everyone knows Barbara Bush definitely looked more like a man than any other first lady. God bless her soul, big Barbara. But with that said, Barbara was a woman, and I loved her to death. And she gave me George
Pivot,
and I like George Bush too.
Pivot.
What I'm not
Save
pivoting.
us.
I'm just saying why you.
To him.
Man, ain't nothing like Coke Zero, man.
I don't know why y'all hate, man. I'm just saying, if you gonna throw Michelle on the bus, man, you gotta throw Big Barb too. And I've never thrown Big Barb on there, so I'm not a.
Hold on, let me read the disclaimer. Let me read the disclaimer.
What's the disclaimer? I'm scared of white people.
No, that's not it.
No,
I just don't think the first lady, any of them, deserve to catch some strays. I did like
but
Too
you
Short.
Just sent a stray.
No, I fought with Barbara Bush. I fought with Miss Bush. She wasn't no bad lady. She
wore the Too Short line one.
The Too Short line, I can't even lie. That's the only one because it turned out to be true. Like think about that. He said Nancy Reagan to my house and said, "Do you have the answer
for the U.S. economy and the cure for cancer?"
I said, "What are you doing in the White House if you're not selling cocaine?" Woo! Ask that. Nancy Reagan.
I know.
She's that gang. Like one night she came to my house.
That's enough. That's enough.
I'm just saying that's short.
Hold on. Pause.
It's a nice song though.
30 years later, they say Nancy Reagan was the illest. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, even Sammy maybe. Like, so I'm saying if it's based in truth and can be proven 30 years later, no harm, no foul. But I'm gonna say this. I think dude took away from what I thought was a badass event. And I'll tell you why. Not because Trump did it, not because it was, it was any Republican-based thing. I, as a kid, wanted to see WWE at the White House. I mean, I love the symphony orchestras, right? I love the Easter egg hunt that we have. But Americans like John Deere tractors. We like Ford and Chevy pickup trucks. We like Mopar motors. It, to me, represented real shit working class America. And you might not like it, but I fucked with it on there. I did. I fucked with
men in the UFC.
The UFC. Like, I fucked with fighting on the White House line. Yeah, I did. I absolutely did.
That's just like... that's just like you setting up a fade at a church. Like,
no, it's not.
It may sound cool, but
Peter carried a sword. So obviously Jesus was taking fades.
No. You don't do it.
And hold on.
The White House,
you can't compare you cannot compare the White House to church, Mo.
I'm just saying,
Mo.
I'm using
there's nothing sanctified or holy about the White House. Nothing.
Okay, how come when
Bill
Obama wore a tan suit,
Bill Clinton got head in the White House.
And he was persecuted for it.
And I'm sure, no, he wasn't.
Y'all
celebrating. I was in the barbershop.
No, they was on his ass.
No, I was not on Bill Clinton's ass. I was like,
for JFK to prove.
Jimmy Carter's brother, drinking beers, just beers, in the White House.
They literally were fighting at UFC.
I like that. That's what
in
this
the crowd.
That's what this country's built.
At the White House.
Well, I don't want to fight the crowd, but I believe that this country's built for that. We are a war field. We
toe the line a lot, man. So, you don't know what side you gonna be on, man.
You know why? Because I'm on. You know what? Nah. See, I've been waiting on you to say this punk ass shit.
Fucking
you know what
I am.
This is not.
Set up here.
This is not.
Set up here and defending
this.
This
is not
getting all kinds of shots.
Hey man, this is not the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Redskins. Ain't no team, nigga. I'm on team. Who gonna let me keep my gun?
You on team? I'm on team.
I'm on my team.
Anybody can get it.
No fucking nature boy.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is America.
We got shit outside. He shit on the inside.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you something, man. As a kid, who as a kid would not have liked to see wrestling on the White House lawn? That Ramsey's back there with his hands up.
Ramsey is full of shit.
No, he's not. Let me ask you something. Who wants to see the annual Hot Rod magazine?
What when they do this country is going to hell in
No,
a
it's not. This
handbasket.
country's finally becoming what it should be. An open mirror looking at itself. I mean, a person looking at itself in an open mirror. That's who we are.
We all should be that way.
We are muscle cars.
We all should be that way.
Trucks on the White House lawn. We are bad reading and we are these things. We are, and it's not saying we can't be better, but all those things aren't bad. America's getting so soft.
That's not about. Listen, it's not about. It's just about if anyone else would have pulled that bullshit. It would have been.
But I don't care who pulls it off. Why do we have strip clubs in Atlanta?
It would have been problematic.
Why do criticize the UFC event though?
They did, but they did. That's right. That's
politics got involved in it.
And that's what I hate. I hate Dana allowed that to happen, but I'm definitely pro combat sports. Look at sumo in Japan. Sumo is regarded as something holy. It was regarded as something. It's a ceremony.
It's a national sport.
It's a national. It is thousands of years of martial science training, and I got to give it to guys like John Jones, guys like Silva. You got to give it to these guys. They've worked their life off. They've worked their asses off for all of their life to be the top combat competitors in the world. Why wouldn't I want to show that?
Okay, so and then you have this. Why wasn't John Jones and Silva there? Because you set it up.
No,
for this,
I would have loved for John to
set it up for this dweeb to win and do it and set up to do what he do.
You can't control what the dweeb does. I would have loved for him.
You knew what he was gonna do. He literally the day before at the weigh-in, he showed up drunk, throwing up on himself at the White House.
But he had no alcohol in his blood. They say they tested him before.
But what
I think
did he
just
do
did that as a stunt.
I
think we gave him what we wanted. He wanted to be. It's like
desecrating the damn office, man. That shit is
listen,
like.
Man, someone called me a nigger today. On the plane, I was reading the comment, and I couldn't do nothing but laugh. The snot came out my nose. Because I went to his page, his boy is piss poor. I'm just like, if that's all you got, Bubba, I'm sorry. But guess what? I'm sure he enjoyed UFC. And I did too. So as he's screaming that from the outside of the gate, I'll be inside the gate with John Jones like, we're at the fucking White House.
Yeah. John Jones game?
Nah, I wish he would have been there. I said that.
So did the dude who called Michelle that he fought Big Derek?
Yeah, but Big Derek, that shit.
He wasn't ready.
Like,
Yeah.
but he over. He over.
over the hill.
Like
It's
he.
done.
Yeah.
So Derek lost the beast.
But do you think this guy, my thing is, I don't think it was wise for the guy to do, because unless you're talking about maybe some extreme companies that want to be, just come out of nowhere and be seen, a lot of companies just not going to rock with you. You talking about a former first lady, it's going to be hard because, you get money from fights, but you want endorsements. You want to pick up someone who says, hey, I want you to get behind.
They'll get behind him because a lot of people believe in that.
Like who?
Right. I mean, they ain't gonna come out and.
I'm saying, which companies do you
I'm
think?
just saying, just like Bud Light sponsored that event, right? But at the same
Which
time,
event?
Bud Light sponsored the
But so
UFC.
they're trying to get back on track with their core.
But at the same time, if Kanye would have tried to have a concert, and people tried to have concerts with Kanye in the States, in other places, and brands was like, nah.
You know who promoted that Kanye concert in LA? And I just gotta applaud this. Rod Wave. I was on the plane with a very famous attorney. Shouts out to Drew. And he was telling me how impressed he was by Rod. And I was just saying, this kid's amazing. Not only is he making $40 million on his own concerts and run, he ended his run early, that he was really into concert promotions, and he got into promoting. He promoted, I think, 2 Kanye shows. The LA show, I think it was like, Kanye made $33 million or something, so you can imagine what the promoter made. Well, that's what you do. But I was just like, I want to see this kid grow. I like to see him promoting UFC events, like in Atlanta.
Dana White ain't going for that.
You don't never know. Dana likes money. Dana,
money, but he control. That's his thing.
They might co-do something. Who knows?
If you all don't mind, let me take this opportunity to read our disclaimer, because it be some shit be going on.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that we have a disclaimer that everyone can hear. And we're going to record this and play it throughout the months and years that we are.
What's the disclaimer?
And the disclaimer is, and it's just some quick housekeeping before we get into it.
Let's go.
Everything you hear on this show is opinion and conversation, not professional advice. We talk a lot of topics, politics, money, the news, and we don't always get every detail perfect. The views are our own, not our sponsors, not our partners, not anyone else's. So take it all in, think for yourself, and enjoy the show.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm back to UFC on the White House lawn. I'm pro fighting. I'm pro boxing. I'm pro jiu-jitsu. I'm pro.
I don't think it's, when I say it shouldn't happen, I don't think it's like UFC. It's because of UFC or anything. It's not UFC, wrestling, none of that. I just think like a certain.
Why is ballet good for the White House? And
they don't have
UFC
it on the White House lawn.
No, they do. So they do an Easter egg hunt. They do an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, but the Easter egg hunt ain't tearing up the side.
I don't understand what you. I don't like. What's so?
Okay, so
what's sanctified about the White House? Because we own the house.
No, it's not even sanctified. It's about what it takes to put on the event of that magnitude. I put on the event at Piedmont Park, and I know what I have to go through. Yeah. Like, we literally have to go through months of talking to.
I'm sure at the White House they know. The boss is there though. I'm sure.
Yeah, but the boss ain't paying for this shit.
No, we are. But exactly. As a taxpayer,
so it should be us.
I'd like to see WWE. I want to see Ric Flair come down the aisle at the White House and say "woo." I do. I want more regular American shit. I'm for real.
You saying there's a place for that?
There's a place for it's on the fucking lawn of the White House. Absolutely, it is. Why not? Why not?
Because the world is looking at this shit. And they look like right now. Right now, when the world,
you don't want the world to know we can kick ass.
Let them talk.
We kick ass
because Big Mike want his people to be like, I agree with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Even though the niggas they just kill him.
That's who's sitting right here right now.
Big Mike. Yeah, because they call him Big Mike. From Louisiana.
Hey man, you can't out-talk a rapper though.
How do you want the world to see America?
Here's the thing.
Because right now we looking soft, man.
No, that's not it. We look stupid.
I don't give a fuck.
And they don't. When you talk to people from other places, they don't look at like Republican, Democrat, black, white. It's just America.
I travel a lot. I know that, but I tell you this though. First to be looking stupid, everybody wants to be here.
No, not right now. If
Shit,
that was
me.
the case, everybody,
People
if
are
that was-
still coming to this country because this country still provides opportunities to get quick sums of money faster than somewhere else when you can take it back
I'm
to where
so
you're from.
glad you're here, man, so that you can, because you got to win for this. You got
What
to
you
win
mean?
like the cardio to go back and forth with.
I'm
Big
just
Mike.
trying to say, hey man, I'm just saying, Big Mike,
BM.
Big Mike, just trying to say, man, maybe y'all playing the game too safe. That's all. Like,
But here, okay, so here's the thing. Like, all right, so you saying like, oh, WWE, UFC. That's not even a. That's not even a. That's not even a. That's a. That's
You
a.
like to
1600
see
Pennsylvania
monster trucks on the
monster
lawn.
truck
Yeah,
and
but he's
hot rods.
only talking about a certain section of America's.
I'm
He's
in
not
that-
even
I'm in that
saying
section.
baseball.
I know. I
That
love
motherfucker
baseball.
went like
I love baseball.
full-fledged country ass redneck sport.
No, that's not just country ass redneck. No,
When
absolutely.
you go to
You're being stereotypical.
Nah,
and I would
who's
argue-
going to like
You-
monster trucks?
Me.
You a country ass nigga sometimes. Fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, Big Mike.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food growing up? South meat.
Yeah,
He got that
who eating
rutabaga.
that shit?
Yeah.
We
So
never
South
even
Africa.
I don't know what that
fuck
shit
it
is.
up,
Let me tell you, I had some great.
What the
listen, man.
fuck is sauce
When
meat?
you want, it's all the fats.
You know-
Come on now. It's all the fats and leftovers from the hog after you slaughter it, and it kind of gels together. It's fucking great though.
No,
This
it's
shit is
not.
amazing.
No.
Yes, it is.
You had that shit before?
Hell no.
Yeah, they got South meat.
But
meat.
in Alabama, like, you know.
That shit's great. You can't tell me it ain't great.
And he had some from a 5-star restaurant this
What?
weekend.
In Chicago?
I called the chef over. I said, hey, he said, what? I said, this look like South meat. Guess what he said? It is. I say, boy, you got these rich folk in here buying this goddamn South meat.
And what do they call it? What do they
They
call
trying to
it?
take the place away. He was like, hold on.
Yeah, I ate.
But what
the
do
whole
they
meat.
call sauce meat?
I gotta look at the.
Yeah, some rich people shit. I don't know what they call it. South meat.
Yeah, it's
Just South
It's
meat.
a bunch of different meats mashed together.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
great. It's so
Is that
amazing.
like what?
It's like a
hog
look
head
like a
cheese?
Look like a sandwich
similar,
meat.
yeah. Now the thing about it is, at a rich people restaurant, they give you better choices of meat.
This killer mite.
Yeah, they gave you better choices of meat. So, but if you try to throw like South meat in the pan at home, the fat will just melt away. So you got to eat it cold, and it's better a little spicy. I simply don't eat
You
spicy
ate it?
things. Even Aniston. Yeah, hell, you talking about hell? Yeah, he's eating South meat.
No.
He grew up Muslim.
How you eat it? Like so you like how they
He
put it
don't know
together and
Muslim till
then
he got
slice it.
older.
You either like is it like do it look like
slice be
spam?
kind of thick slice.
Yeah, but Spam is a cheaper. South meat is a little, it's a little It's
More dignified.
yeah, for me. Yeah, But I like Spam. Ain't nothing like fried Spam when you going fishing with
The
your grandpa.
man eats rutabagas.
I love rutabagas, extra pepper. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just Southern. Because again, I'm not pro your president's policy. I'm not pro, but
yeah, I'm glad you said that.
But-
They'll
No,
be
I'm
on
not-
my ass about that
no,
too.
I'm not pro. I'm not, but the
Do
fact,
you need to read a disclaimer too?
the fact that you bring UFC to the White House, I ain't gonna lie. I'm on that high dollar blue collar shit. I think that's amazing. That the fact that in America, in my lifetime,
I'm just
I've
saying,
seen
like that was supposed to be
Our-
to celebrate America's 250th birthday.
and hold
So
on,
for
hold on.
America's
Hold on, no.
250th birthday, you was like, all right, I just want the UFC fighters. That's not even about inclusion.
Okay.
That's not even about
All
what
right,
America's
hold on.
supposed to be.
Greatest UFC fighter ever is who?
Royce.
No, what did Dana
Jones.
say? What did Dana say?
Okay, Jones.
Dana said Jones, right?
The most
But-
winningest.
No,
yeah.
no. Dana said he's the best ever, right? Black kid, right? Best ever, right? The reason we're celebrating this year is what? It's about our birthday, 250 years, right? First person to die in the American Revolution was who? First person. They teaches this in the South.
Crispus.
Crispus Attucks, right? What color was Crispus Attucks?
You sure?
Come on.
He's
get to your point.
a black and Native American man, right? So he's a
Right.
black man, Crispus Attucks. So 250 years ago, this country started with an
Even
instant
though
of
we ain't
violence.
celebrate that.
Violence. This country didn't
That's not
tell.
what it-
We didn't say to Britain. We didn't say to Britain. No. We didn't say
freedom.
No.
Freedom, not
freedom.
violence.
There is no. Did you ever read
Liberty.
Wretched of the Earth by Franz Sinatra? There is no
Liberty
freedom without
and
violence. The
justice
first
for
chapter
all.
talks about
So
that.
he's
How
not-
do you get liberty
This
without
is
violence?
crazy that he-
How do you
that
get
he
justice
got-
without violence?
This is
He
one
got-
of the greatest defense attorneys
No,
in
you
the
just gotta help me
world.
understand. At some point,
Yeah.
If the glove
13
don't
colonies,
fit,
Georgia being the
you
13th
must
colony,
quit.
Georgia being the 13th colony, at some point somebody said, no, fuck that.
Mikey
They said,
Cochran is tripping.
they said,
This
yo,
guy-
they said, We owe the crown. And somebody, and I bet you what Kris Kristofferson said this. Kris Kristofferson stood up, and this is what he said.
250 years of American
we keeping our money, man.
By having a UFC
violence,
fight.
man. Violence brought this country here. No, there's no more perfect way to celebrate this country. Violence.
Hell no.
Violence, man. That's what it's all about. What do we do on New Year's? We shoot an air.
This is a provocative
What do we do on July 4th? What do we do on July 4th?
Is it hot?
Explosions.
Is it hot?
No, this is some bullshit.
You guys are the most un-American motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. That's the fucking problem, man.
No,
you guys don't recognize
crazy.
this country's been good to you people. That's what you don't recognize.
By having the UFC fight. Out of here.
For what it's worth, I enjoyed the UFC on the White House lawn.
Hey, man, play that disclaimer over, please.
No, there ain't no. Listen, man. They would have been.
You know what I'm against, though.
You can't dominate the conversation. That gotta let the man talk.
I'm against slapboxing contests and strip clubs. I don't think violence and sex belong together in the strip club. Do that at home.
So, but violence and politics is your violence.
Yeah, politics is violence. It's war without blood.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. I want to go in the club,
see titties crushed with. I want to see cans crushed with titties. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Nick Felicia slap the shit out of Tanisha.
So we live in a country where they saying you tried to mix sports and sex by having Magic City night, and they said no, we can't do this shit. We can't have a Magic City night.
Well, Atlanta was
and the
with
NBA.
it. Yeah,
Atlanta was with it, but everybody they saying we can't do it.
Yeah,
but it's okay having UFC
blood
on the White House
on the lawn.
Yeah, I mean that's what this country's born out of: violence. Like it's just no other way to free yourself. It takes violence to be free.
Man,
no, absolutely it does. That's why you're not free. That's why right now that's the reason.
The cost of freedom is
violence.
Death.
That's it. That's
I'm
it.
saying this,
liberty.
Like,
give me liberty or give me what?
Death.
That's
but
it.
I mean,
but come on, UFC.
That means you're going to
you
fight.
You literally welcoming FIFA and welcoming the world. Why didn't you just have a FIFA match being the first one?
Soccer.
That's not give a fuck about FIFA. No, I'm just talking.
I'm a Fisher ambassador too. I'm just talking shit.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
I'm just talking shit.
That is crazy.
Listen, I'm gonna take. But I'll give you. Hold on, no, we gotta bring our guests up. But I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this about FIFA.
Get the man some fruit.
I'll say this about FIFA.
That's that Coke.
I'm tired of seeing black soccer players crying because of how they handle you on the field. At some point, you're just going to have to whip your dick out, fuck more white women, put pictures of it online, and say, motherfucker, I won.
Read the disclaimer again, dog.
Read it. Or you're going to have to tough it up like John Jones and start kicking some fucking ass. Like this is UFC and with the White House line. Don't bring that pussy shit over here. You motherfuckers better whoop some ass.
They all cry. That's part of
Look, I'm a crier. I'm not mad. You can't cry every goddamn
all
time.
Players, you just watching the highlights.
Cry every time.
You just watching the
highlights. The views and
all
opinions expressed on Conversate with Killer Mike are those of the
Big
host.
Mike's. The only. Those are
hey, man, let me stop. Look, we just razzing y'all, having some fun. First part of the show, man. Today,
I'm tired.
They sorry, man. They lying. They so scary. I wish Swift was here. Let me let's get back.
He on the run right now.
I want
to look up his ass right now.
I fuck with my Cleveland cats. Cleveland cats don't give a fuck. Ohio
the
in the house.
Don't even shine in Cleveland. Fucking always an overcast.
Look, nigga just lost us a whole audience in Cleveland. Cleveland, we still fuck with you.
How about that, Tina?
I want to bring the Indians back, man. It's not my cause to say, man, but I be missing that old logo. You ever miss the old Braves logo?
Rugged, bone.
I love the old Braves logo.
I do too, man. I miss it.
I didn't even know it was like.
Yeah, we didn't know as
kids.
Yeah. I will talk about it on another show.
About Chief Oklahoma?
Yeah, well, Chief Oklahoma was, but the logo was the yeah.
Like the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
Thank you for coming back, Killer Mike.
Man, I missed y'all, man. I've been in Chicago.
yeah. Killer Mike is back.
I mean, I'm talking about from like 2 seconds ago. You were Big Mike.
I just be talking shit, man. Don't listen.
Whenever you start talking,
such a great smile.
Yeah, matter of fact, whenever that's who
shouts out to
whenever he start, wherever he do something wild, they're like, that's Big Mike
crashing out.
Yeah,
Big Mike.
Yeah.
Let me give y'all this, man. I got somebody special in the house. My wife is a listener of all types of music and introduces me to cool new stuff. Ramsey introduced me to this next artist, but I am my grandfather. I grew up listening to a lot of blues and outlaw country music with him, interestingly enough. I grew up listening to Waylon Jennings, grew up listening to Kris Kristofferson, Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash. I grew up watching the Barbara Mandrell sisters and Barbara Mandrell show, Grand Ole Opry. Just and what I really found, along with understanding that all working class men basically like liquor the government didn't tax, because my grandpa would traffic alcohol from homebrewed alcohol from Edenton to Atlanta, and he had a white friend over in Cabbagetown. He'd bring him a gallon, get I guess $20 a gallon or something then. And I noticed the music they listened to sounded similar, even though it was a little different. I was like, and so my grandfather introduced me to the country. I started listening to it, and I just noticed that salt of the earth people in this country, while we're talking trash about what was on the White House lawn, are very similar. They tell us we're different because of the way we look, our ethnicities. But a Pentecostal church in Lower Appalachian ain't much different than a Pentecostal church in the city of Atlanta. You might not be holding snakes in the city of Atlanta, but the music is still jamming and people are dancing, kind of getting it out therapeutically. So I see more similarities in the Southerners before we get to what separates us. And this next woman is just amazing. She's independent. She's fiercely minded. Her music challenges, and she just makes me proud to be a Southerner. And she does music that feels very outlaw in the way that outlaw country felt in the 70s and 80s when I was listening to it with my grandpa. Her name's Elizabeth Cook. She's Florida bred, and anybody who knows folks from Florida, boy, they're a special breed. They're some wily people, and they're tough. She's Nashville based. Nashville is the vanilla Atlanta. For those who don't know, if you ever want to vacation somewhere, get great hot chicken, and have a cool vibe like Atlanta, it's just vanilla versus chocolate, you want to go to Nashville. It's one of my favorite cities in the United States. She's had 8 studio albums over nearly 2 decades. Cannot believe she's been singing 20 years. She looks amazing. She's proudly independent of the Nashville system, meaning much like in Atlanta, there's a system, and then you got people who work outside that system. There's a system in Nashville. There's a music industry system, and there are people who fit and acclimate themselves, and then there are some people like, fuck this, I just live in Nashville, I'm gonna do my thing. She's one of those. She's a longtime host on Sirius Outlaw Country. That's outlaw shit. How's Outlaw Country different? Their Ford trucks got mud on it, not just looking pretty. She has a new album, great television. And what is it? Comes out on 30 Tigers, and it'll be out August 14th. And it's produced by Waylon's son, Shooter Jennings. So shouts out to, I love too the fact that Southern folks name their kids stuff like Gunner and Shooter, Dale Jr. I mean, you gotta love that. And she has a companion film, the easy kind, that traces her life from a child performer onward. So we're going to talk to her today. Our guest today has spent more than 20 years telling the truth about America the hard way, from the outside. She came up singing in her parents' bar band at 4 years old, and she built a career without ever asking Nashville for permission. 8 albums, hundreds of nights at the Grand Ole Opry, and songs that go looking for people history leaves out. Her new record digs up a story that happened here in Georgia. The women who worked and died at the, and I know I might be saying this wrong, at the Thiokol plant in 1971. She gives those women their names back. This won't be an interview. Pull up a chair. Today, we welcome Elizabeth Cook to our table at Conversate. Hey.
Man, y'all done tore me up.
How you doing, love?
Good, how you doing?
Thank you for coming to hang out with us.
Oh my God, this is such a thrill. It's so good to be with y'all. Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
you look like you just stepped out of a Ralph Lauren Western.
Well,
Like,
I
you look
was
amazing.
trying to. Well, thank you. I was trying to bring a little bit of all of it. I don't know. This has got a little bit of Egypt.
That
maybe,
buckle
though,
is
right?
absolutely, I was going to say, man, it looks like Eastern African or, just one of the traits. Looks
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're from Florida.
Yeah. I grew up in Wildwood, Florida.
Man, you know what I love about Florida? Everybody's working class are poor together. I grew up in Atlanta, so Atlanta was very black city. I saw white folks on TBS and PBS, and it was really cool because I got a chance to see Bob Vila, Bob Ross, got a chance to see Mr. Rogers. But when I went to go to Florida to visit my cousins in St. Pete, they had white friends. White flight happened in Atlanta.
That's
a lot of people moved out. But Florida, everybody was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah.
So it was amazing for me to meet people that were the diversity New York brags about or LA brags about. You know, it's diversity, but it's like everybody kind of had interest in the art crowd. In Florida, it was just like, hey, man, we figured it out together. We working it out. And I loved the fact that I would go down there and just get a chance. That was my first introduction beyond TV to just that everybody's the same. So, you know, before I ever met, say, a Bubba Sparks, I'd already met 20 guys like Bubba Sparks because we go to Tampa and St. Pete every summer. So what was it like growing up in Florida?
Man, I mean, my school was like half black, half white. Maybe there was like 10% Hispanic.
Yeah.
There might have been like 2 Asian kids or something. But I grew up with that being really normal.
Yes.
And then when we moved to South Georgia, ironically, it was way more, that school was way more white.
Yeah.
And then now I'm in Nashville up around Appalachia. And it's kind of, I like and I'm more comfortable being around more black people, honestly, like the little hoghead cheese. I mean, I don't know how it differs from South meat. I don't know that nuance. But I mean, I can remember one night being on the phone with my boyfriend and it was late and we lived in this little broke ass trailer and I walked over to the sink and it was a box and I just picked up the thing and there was a pink pig ear sticking out of the box and I yelled and my daddy was thawing out a hog head that he cut, boiled, and then like picked the meat off of it, strained it through cheesecloth, pressed it out in a pie pan. And my mother was like a closet vegetarian. She didn't know what that word was or what it meant. But Lord, we opened up the refrigerator and there's like this pressed pie. Like, I didn't eat it, but my daddy and rutabaga stink up the whole house. Good God. Stink up the whole house.
my grandma said you use everything on a pig except the oink.
But that's right. Yeah, Daddy said we don't waste nothing.
You don't waste nothing.
It's disrespectful.
Absolutely.
To waste something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he was Bainbridge, Georgia.
Bainbridge, I know Bainbridge.
Yeah, he was born in 1925 on a
my grandfather was 22.
Sharecropping situation. His family.
So it's interesting you say that because a lot of people when they hear sharecropper, they hear it, you know, from my side they hear just black folks. My grandparents. My grandmother's family sharecropped first, but there really is an exploitive history of just working class people, and your music speaks on the behalf a lot of times of working class folks, and you're proudly a Southern woman in a way that I know. A lot of times when we're singing R&B or country, it gets overly romanticized, and you romanticize, but it's about some shit that's a little more real, has a little more depth. What brought you to that?
You know, I think I'm reluctant to kind of present it as some sort of service to something that's bigger than me because it's really
feels good though.
It's honestly like a reflection of me. I write songs about the women that helped build the atomic bomb, but in the core of that, it's about me. But I use that framework, and it's like something that I can kind of use to also present another layer that hopefully is interesting, hopefully like serve something. But you brought up in the Thiokol. It's called Thiokol.
I'll say, give me the Thiokol,
Yes, Thiokol. So that's Woodbine, Georgia. 1971, I think. And they're building tripwires for the Vietnam War.
And what is tripwires?
Do what?
What is tripwires?
Tripwires is like the line that they use, and if you walk across it, some little flares fire up, and it would light up the enemies on the field. So they'd lay these lines. Here comes the enemy, lights them up, mow them down.
Gotcha.
Basically, is what's happening. But Woodbine, Georgia, not a lot of jobs. There's like a paper mill situation. They don't hire many black people at all, and didn't hire black women ever.
Yeah.
So here comes Thiokol, and they thought they were going to get a space contract, but they didn't get the space contract. They would later. They had a role in the Challenger, but so they get this contract to build these tripwires, and they hired black women, and it changed like their lives a lot. And then they put stuff in the wrong spot. Shit blew up.
Oh shit!
Killed like 30.
When we say they, did the black women put something in the wrong spot, or did the
it was just misclassified? Like it was some like I don't know 2,000 tons of magnesium or something, and it was and it's like it's an explosive, but it was classified as a flammable or some and so it was not stored properly.
Gotcha.
And because of that, and there were fires all the time apparently. You can learn more about it at thiokolmemorial.org. And I'm just getting to know these folks. I heard this on a podcast, but it killed it just, small community.
Yeah,
and
God bless
it left orphans. And from what I can tell, their greatest grief is feeling forgot and that nobody knows.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get the Congressional Medal of Honor for the survivors and victims. They want an exhibit in the Vietnam War, museum. Like they just want to be recognized for what they contributed and lost.
Yeah.
And lost.
That's amazing that you pay tribute. I did a record called Willie Burke Sherwood because I was like, my grandfather was a kid whose dad left at 8 years old. He had to go work in a sawmill, take care of his sisters and his mom. I was like, no one's ever gonna know of him. So I was like, man, what could I do to make him live forever? And it was a song. I was like, people are always gonna know my grandfather's name because so you doing an album dedicated to these women, reflective of, I would imagine, all women in some way, including yourself. It's pretty amazing because as artists, you have the ability to help people or help their legacy live forever. So whether they ever get the Congressional Medal of Honor or not, man, the fact that you've done a piece of art for them is pretty amazing.
I hope so. Yeah. I enjoyed trying to do it. I enjoyed trying to learn about it. I'm not an expert on it. I'm still learning about it. But
is it our job though? May I say Liz?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My wife's middle name's Elizabeth. So like I think it's an artist's job. We don't even have to know it all the way to be an expert. The fact that we get people to think about it, talk about it, research it more. I think the greatest job an artist can do sometimes is just echo what it's been so people get curious. Because ultimately, we shouldn't tell people what to think. We should just get people to think. That's what Moetown be thinking he's doing when he probably contrarian.
Right, yeah. Crazy. He's giving you something to bump up against. Right. It's a service.
He needs a Big Mike and Killer Mike. I want to say thank you, man, because I had never heard about what happened down there and the tripwires and the explosion and the loss of life and the fact that they would hire black women to do that particular job but not other jobs and those people experienced that devastation. I would have never heard about it had you not come today and sat down and had you not written that song, had it not touched your spirit and influenced or inspired you to write a song about it. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate that.
I was on Outlaw Country cruise and I'm up and they give me a nice suite, and so I'm up in my suite and everybody else is sort of walking around in jorts and pina coladas. But I'm listening to depressing podcasts and I was listening to a podcast called Undisclosed about a wrongfully convicted felon and in the context of that, they mentioned it. They just mentioned, and Savannah Morning News had produced a podcast. It's pretty short called Thiokol Tripwire about it. And so then I went down that rabbit hole while everybody's walking around with a pina colada. It was just interesting to me. I don't know what's wrong with me that I get into that.
Yeah, everything's right. You're naturally curious.
I'm curious.
So I believe curiosity is the seed of intelligence. People are like, you think you're smart. You're smart. You learn something, you can repeat it. Intelligence is capacity to learn more, to ask the next question. You're 4 years old. You're singing at a bar with your friend. Does that 4-year-old and her curiosity, because I'm sure parents didn't just say, you got to get out there. I'm sure part of you wanted to or was curious about what it'd feel like to do it. Does that curiosity or wonder or imagination of that 4-year-old girl, does it still fuel you? And what was it like being 4 with your parents in a band?
I mean, the truth is, like, my daddy was a bad drunk. Yeah. And my mother was really talented, like hillbilly singer-songwriter. Yes. My daddy was out of jail for running moonshine with the mob. He did 8 years, served part in Atlanta Federal. And
I was going to say federal or state, so he did was federal.
He said Atlanta Federal, and he has a welding certificate where they trained him to weld so he could help build more jails.
It is a federal crime, right?
Yeah. And I think that says Atlanta Federal. But so, I did what I was told. Yeah. And they're like, hey, here's the words to this Hank Williams song, and come over here and hold this and sing, hey, good looking. So I'm like, all right, I kind of went along with the program because I was trying to not cause any disruption, So I had to blow up the box of that. To reinvent music and creating music for myself. I'm still not a big showbiz kid. Like I really don't care for the stage a lot. It's an occupational hazard that I have to do. I'm interested in writing songs and making records and, exploring history. Yes.
I'm serious. Man.
God, please.
I'm gonna call you no bullshit.
What you want? Hoghead cheese and renovations?
I'd love to do like, what I love even about outlaw country blues. I love when men are taught, like the last record I bought my grandfather was Buddy Guy, Sweet Tea. It was a blues record, but rock infused. Oh man, that baby please don't leave me. The begging they used to do with men, because I don't care how tough a man is. Man, that woman gets to talk about leaving you, boy. It's.
And you an expert at begging now.
Yeah, I learned from the best. Yep. Shouts out to Dr. Tina
Sing
Seals.
that song again.
Baby, please. Baby, please don't leave me.
You know it.
So we're going to do one now. I'm not playing.
Oh, man, I am so in.
It's
So basically, like any Southern kid, like you did what you were told. That's the only reason I sang gospel in church. I hate it because you know what
you sang in church.
Yeah, I had to because we belonged to a Baptist church.
They did their best.
Yeah, but my grandmother would take us to these little small Pentecostal churches, and the talent was so damn good.
Yeah, they should have gave you a snake.
They had the best musicians. My mom bought me a snake. I had a few snakes. I wasn't gonna hold no rattler.
As a show of faith.
Yeah, I had a python, but I wasn't. But those kids are just too fucking talented.
Yeah,
it's like your grandma's like, you go up there and sing, precious Lord. No, the fuck I'm not. There's a family of 8 kids. Their mama had them back to back. Boom, 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 boom. They're fucking, and they get up there and and I'm just like, man, fuck this shit.
They were good.
They were great.
You were.
I was average at best. And nobody wanted to hear me rapping about Jesus. So I got out that. I'm like you. I understand. I love being on stage once I'm up there.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's always nervous. My youngest daughter, Mikey, called me out. She said, people, they see you doing showbiz that they think you are like really into it. They say they don't know. Like, if you finish doing that, you just go be by yourself. I was
yeah.
People don't never think about that, to write and to kind of give and take all that energy. It takes a lot.
I have to isolate. I isolate a lot. I kind of got a relatively big house. I stay there by myself. I have people that come and help me, but no, I got a dog. I got a boxer dog. Okay. He's like scares the shit out of people, and it's great. But he's a goofy ass dog. But so it's like me and my dog, and and I need that. Yeah. I need that. And I said this after I got rid of my last boyfriend. I was like, I have to live.
Y'all broke up, not meaning you got rid of him.
Yeah, well, I don't know where he's at. He could be rid. Because that was a hard way to go. But hey, I mean, I got a girlfriend that just said this. She was like, I live in every square inch of my house these days, and I need that space.
Really?
I need that space. Yeah.
I hear a lot of women talk like that. And then it's time to go to bed, and it's just them and the boxer.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to have some, company sometime. Honestly, it's I can get a little weird. If I go for a few days and I ain't left the house and I've been wearing my mama's house coat.
Yeah.
And, I've just been eating grapes.
Yeah.
It's like, it might be good if somebody else was around to help me with a little bit of structure with the situation, to like sit down and watch a game with or whatever. So I just meander.
How do you mess it up? You sing, you dress like a model fresh out of like Ralph Lauren. You have beautiful eyes. How did he fuck it up?
Oh, well,
and did you write a song about it?
He got one on the album. I was like, I'm not doing a whole album for this motherfucker. Right. He gets one song. And yes, he's got one song on there. But I mean, there was a big age disparity, and he's like me.
He was a young one.
He's young, and he's a broken person, and I'm a broken person. But I'm working on my brokenness all the time, and he is too, but we're at different places with it. And, just became a not good fit.
You know what? I woke up today, saw something made me sad this morning. I don't know if I should be sad or not, but I saw Jelly Rolls getting a divorce. And I was like, damn, I'd be cheering for folks. If you're locked in, locked in.
I know. And I love that about you, like what a dedicated family man you are, and you believe in that structure of that family. And I'm very close with my family. I have a lot of people around me.
And I got a big, weird, blended family too. So it's not just, I'm not one of those guys to be like, you got to listen to the Lord. Only one woman the rest of your life. You're going to fuck up at some point. The question for me is, can you be forgiven of one another? Mm-hmm. And man, this woman took me and these children as a package deal. Thank you. You know what I mean? And they love her because I know we came, boy. I know it had to be wild with us coming. But I believe in it. So I hate he dropped the opportunity. He had hit the lottery.
Well, too, like a woman like me is not, I'm not your average.
I mean, I smoke weed while you walk around the 8th grade, so I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd just be like, shit, I'll catch up with you. Whenever you come off your depression, honey, let me know. I'll be back.
But that's what I'm looking for, Mike.
I found like buying this place was one of the best things I could do because I realized me and my wife hang so much like friends, get fucking tired of each other.
Yeah.
And I just come to the clubhouse and just hang. And then
I put an Airstream trailer in the back of my house. I was married one time.
Come on.
16 years. I think it was successful.
That's a run.
It was a good run. And I put a little Airstream trailer in the back of the house, and that was the best. It wasn't quite in time to save us, but it was good. But it was good.
Do you ever been to Rick Rubin's studio?
I haven't, but I know what.
We recorded Run the Jewels. Was it 4?
Oh man,
we did 4 there, right?
Did you really?
Yeah, we did Run the Jewels. Wasn't part of that one. Yeah, I think we did Run the Jewels 4 there. We hung out with Rick, but that Airstream I ended up. I heard it was Bob Dylan's or somebody's. It was.
Yeah, it was
Bob
Dylan,
but it was pretty nice.
No, it's a bus.
But that's a good. But just to have that a little separate space to go be weird, and then you tap back in. You know,
absolutely.
But yeah.
What is I broke up, I lost you outlaw song sound like?
Oh God. Well, it depends on how you feel about it.
What is yours sound? What is yours like?
Mine's a little. Mine's called "In Your Veins," and it's about knowing that no matter how we're both moving on, I know that my impact is always going to be a part of you. And it's a little bit cocky, probably.
That's right.
Okay.
You know, and it's kind of just a reconciliation of the situation. I hope, ideally. But yeah, it's called "In Your Veins."
You think he hears it and he's like,
I wish I could get her out my veins.
Yeah, maybe.
That sounds like torture.
I hope he sees it as like, all right, I learned and I grew from that chapter, and we moved on, and it was something that happened, and I took from it. You know, I hope so.
Does he want to come back? Does he want to come home?
I don't know, but I know he knows me, and I know he knows the mob mentality that I grew up with, and when you're in, you're in, and when you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
did
Florida.
You grow up?
I fucking love Florida. You're in, out, man. Ain't no gray area.
Did you grow up in church?
Well, so this was the thing. So my parents, they played these bars, but there was this church in our neighborhood that the neighbors went to, and we were friends with the people that went there. And my parents liked to lay up on Sunday morning because we've been in the church, right? They sent me.
Absolutely.
So I would walk down. Yeah. Well, they'd watch me make the stop sign, and then I'd turn the corner, and it was like 2 doors down, and it was the Sunset Park Church of God, Holy Rolling Church, full band,
good music.
Oh my God! And probably the first something that could edge up or qualify as rock music.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't like my parents' honky tonk band or traditional blues or traditional country, which they did both. But it was like there was some spirit and sway. And there's trumpets, organ, piano, drums, electric guitar, and people are rolling around and dancing and getting lost in it. And I think it was really
Jimmy Carter talked about how growing up in a black church affected him in terms of greater moral, spiritual sense and stuff, and gave him, I think, the sensitivity that made him be one of the best post-presidents ever.
I know.
Did going to a holiness church and having music and stuff, did that influence you as a musician? Then it's because sometimes you sound right like people who do, soulful music, but it's still, you don't feel it. Your music, you feel in the spirit. Do you think you got out of church?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And sometimes because there's religion involved, I would feel like these people are being emotionally manipulated. Yes. They get whipped up. They get whipped up. And before you know it, somebody's like rolling around singing and, speaking in tongues, and then somebody's interpreting it. And is it real? Is it not real? Is there just egos at play? All that, and so I don't, there's a point where it starts to get a little weird. Right. But at its best, I think, the union of people coming together and getting together in one accord with the spirit, with music as a catalyst is a powerful thing for humanity in general, regardless of what the religious framework is.
You know what's interesting about what you just said? I learned about those churches, and when someone gets up and starts shouting and running and speaking in tongues, if there's no one there to translate it,
that's blasphemy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the worst one.
Yes, God said that when it happens, when someone gets up and speaks tongues, there will be a person to interpret.
Yeah.
So if your church is known for speaking in tongues, people, if there's never been an interpreter that says this is what's being said, that's not 100. They're just putting on theater for you. But if there's an interpretation
my mama
that
after
happens,
the show, like,
it's not just theater.
all this blasphemy. I mean,
never
said.
Let me ask you, for 20 years you've been in Nashville, and I remember when Bear came to me like, hey, Jermaine Dupri's over at Virgin, he wants to sign you. I remember him introducing me to Puff when Puff still had Bad Boy and it was going good. I remember Puff and Big Boy writing out numbers about what the contract would be. And I can remember when I called Bear and said, man, I don't think I want to do a major deal again. It's Bear. I said, I'm gonna go do this mixtape called Grind Time, Get Rich Independently. Keyword, independently. And he thought I was fucking nuts. He ended up helping a few months later, going to find us some money to just press. And I appreciate him for that. But I had to sound insane to him because I think Jermaine was going to like, I got 120 grand for you in a fucking Charger. It was like the perfect rapper deal.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just like, nah, I'm cool. And Bear was like, you're insane. But I'm happy 20 years removed from that because even though it was a harder side of the mountain I went up, I got here by myself. And not by myself, but I got here by a decision I made by myself. It was a risk. My whole team had to kind of come with me involuntarily, but they came and I appreciated it. Being independent is not easy. There's easier ways to say, just to trade some control. Why have you chosen to stay independent? And has your team really supported you in a way that has helped you on some tough days see it through?
Yeah, I mean, when I was on Atlantic, for a minute, it felt pretty good. Then the Time Warner AOL merger happened.
Yeah.
The Warner Brothers got the contract. And these were like marketing people.
Yes.
They're just marketing people. And they have a very rigid view of what they wanted me to do, what they were interested in me doing. And I was a kooky little shit. I mean, even then, I wanted to, what I naturally was interested in was writing, Warner Brothers Records was not going to care about Thiokol.
Yeah.
They don't want no song for country radio about, an explosion that happened in Woodbine, Georgia in 1971. And so we weren't on the same page. And I don't know that all, major label record deals are bad. I think it works for some people, whatever. I'm sure it does. It just wasn't in that time with those people.
Exactly.
In that framework. It was not for me. And I didn't like cognitively make the choice. It kind of just happened. Yeah. I couldn't fit in if I tried. They sent me down. They wanted my first gig to be an awards show. And I was like, I got to practice. I need to get in a van with some dudes and like loop the country in some clubs and get my shit together. Yeah. And they're like, no, you just hang out. We're going to make a video. And we're gonna put that on, and then we're gonna get you something to wear to the award show. And I'll never forget the first award show I went to down the red carpet. I thought I was gonna have a nervous breakdown. Yeah. It was so weird, and I hated it.
How have you found the environment for country? Because country is from an outsider or just someone maybe viewing from the peripheral. I've always seen women empowered in terms of, like I say, Barbara and the Mandrell sisters, in particular Dolly. I remember going to Dolly world as a kid. I remember hearing about songs she wrote and hearing about people she influenced. Is she an influence? Is how are women treated in terms of, or what women do you look toward this is something? Is it Loretta? Is it Dolly? Or who is it?
Well, and the women you're referencing are all the women that got there.
Yes.
Those are the ones that transcended the challenges.
Yes.
There's many that were super great that did not.
Yes.
Because of the challenges. Because the rigid Sammy Smith, is one. She had it. You need to take that?
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Sammy Smith.
So I'm gonna check out Sammy Smith.
Yeah. Gosh, now I'm on the spot. I'm trying to.
But Sammy Smith. So that's our homework.
Even like Shooter's mama, Jessie Coulter.
Okay.
Jessie Coulter is one.
So Shooter's mama. Okay.
Yep.
Jessie Coulter.
She was Waylon's wife, but she had a couple of hits.
All right. So
I have a tattoo about one.
All right.
I was like, I'm not Lisa.
I'm not okay. So tell me the story. What's the story of that song with her?
Well, that was her hit song.
Yeah.
I think it was 1970. I think it came out the year 1972, maybe. And it was the only sheet music we had in the house.
Okay.
Because nobody could read it. It looked like hieroglyphics to me. But it was like beautiful sheet music sitting on this little keyboard and a beautiful illustration of this woman and just a really haunting, kind of odd song. And it was a massive crossover hit.
I'm Not Lisa.
I'm Not Lisa.
Did she get called the wrong name in an argument or something?
I don't know. I mean, it's a little. I mean, it's so quirky. The lyric and stuff. It's like kind of hard to untangle exactly what went on, but musically, it
feels good.
Soars and it's infectious.
Yeah, I like. Man, one record I tell you, I don't know if people classify as country, but man, on days when I'm down or if I've just fucked up, I'm in the doghouse. Man, whipping post by the arm.
Yeah, oh, come on. Yeah, come on. I've been tired.
The whipping
yeah, all that too. I mean, all my sisters were dating dudes that hung out with Greg Allman and Tom Petty.
I thought that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it was. I mean, so my siblings were older than me. So I was kind of like an only child. Baby? Yeah, so I had 10 halves.
Oh, wow.
Daddy had 5 before he went to jail. Mama had 5.
Yeah.
They both divorced.
So Brady bunch.
Yep, yes. Yeah. But they were older, so they were all getting out the house, by the time I came along. So I was by myself, essentially an only child. But I had all these older kids hanging around, and my sister, I know she went to 2 of Greg Allman's weddings.
Yeah.
And they would be hanging out like Florida swamp pit parties, man, and me and Mom would roll out there on a Sunday to check in on her. She's literally frying rattlesnake.
Which is very good. You've had some, right?
No.
You've never?
No.
Listen,
I hadn't been exposed to it except that one time.
So Mr. Curtis.
I don't know what Mike this is.
Bankhead Seafood's about to introduce a new menu item.
Mr. Curtis and my grandpa introduced me to fried rattlesnake, and I also had shark in the same summer. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I didn't do the rattlesnake, but it looked kind of like flaky white meat.
Exactly. My grandpa was like, listen, man, when you're poor, because he grew up in Edenton, Georgia, and he had eaten squirrel, rabbit, turtle, possum. He was like, when you're poor, you got to get a protein. He's like, you give a damn what.
We was poor, but we wasn't that.
No, y'all in LA poor. That's you don't know what poverty is, son.
You was in Compton poor.
Compton poor is different.
What was the Compton poor meal?
The government cheese that didn't melt. You barely had to throw that shit on the open flame and then melt. You know what I'm saying?
Bologna.
Hey.
Crackers.
We got caught. My grandmother would take us to the housing projects. My aunt lived there, and we would same place we would canvass for votes. And if you just stood in the line after they had given out all the supplies and supplements, whatever was left over, they just give. My grandpa found out my grandma had me and my sister standing in line to get the cheese. He spazzed. He's like, you ever take my children over there?
In the brown box?
Like they beg, for the brown box. That used to melt the best. I loved it.
I melted. What kind of cheese y'all had?
I like that cheese.
If you look back at it, when you put that shit on the bread, it looked like it melted. Because it get brown and dark. But it still would be held together.
They were getting something else in California.
Ain't no way in hell.
You know what I did have to realize though? The peanut butter they would give you was dry and flaky. You had to add oil to it. I never knew that you were supposed to add a little oil. I forgot.
Peanut oil.
Probably. Bullshit. Y'all both told me earlier y'all grew up fucking privileged.
No, hold on. Let me give you this. Hold on. My grandmother took me to visit you poor people. And while we were there, he was like, there's free cheese at the house from. My grandfather said, where did you get that from? He said, well, we was hanging in the projects with grandma. And he was like, don't take my kids back over there. It's standing in no line at no church to get no cheese.
Cereal and all that shit. We had all that.
We couldn't eat cereal either. We had some cornflakes.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't real food. So now, right, so we watch the news and stuff and hear conspiracy theories.
Y'all ain't cereal, but y'all ate, what's that shit called?
South meat.
Yeah.
Well, he knew the hog that got killed for the South meat. He didn't know who the fuck made the cereal.
Don't know General Mills.
But apparently that food that we now find out is not good for us. It's processed food. It's not good for us. My grandfather, what he was really saying was he just didn't believe food came out of a box. He believed food came off the animal you slaughtered or out of the ground. Yeah, so even when we bought meat when I was a kid, it was from a butcher shop. So, I think the rattlesnake is better for you than whatever you guys eat at Houston.
Liz isn't eating a rattlesnake.
I did.
Y'all
I
did.
did. Yeah, I did.
But
But you know, my daddy used to say, well, Mama liked to try and cook different things. Sometimes they grew a lot of our food. Like I didn't have the same snacks my friends had. They had bags and boxes and stuff and sodas, but we didn't have that. We had a deep freezer. I went in a beauty pageant. It was full of tomatoes and mustard greens.
For real?
And all that. And then, but like, so Mom would be like, oh, it's the weekend. You know, we got a little frozen pizza or I'm going to make tacos.
Yeah.
And Daddy said, you can have that on the weekends, but that ain't groceries. Because he's blue collar. We got to eat during the week because we're working.
Yeah.
And it had to be, I mean, my mother prepared.
A meal.
Meat and three was our Monday through Friday.
Meat and three?
Meat and three, yeah.
Break that down.
Like fried pork chops, steamed cabbage, and maybe like some rice. And she makes some gravy. They fished a lot, so we had a lot of fish and grits, coleslaw, hush puppies, all that stuff.
Come on now, we didn't Bankhead seafood.
I know. Don't think I hadn't looked it up on GPS.
I called my other manager or something. Don't even come.
I said it's 7.7 miles away.
I got you. We got you. We're going.
I got a question. You're the baby, right? Who did somebody tell you to go to church, or you just felt like you wanted to go to church because the neighbors were going to church?
No, they sent me as a babysitter. They sent me around the corner so they could lay up on Sunday morning because they'd been in the honky tonk on Saturday night.
So the church was your babysitter.
That's right.
But you know, the churches did that. The church, like, so in the neighborhood, the church would send an empty van through, and the kids who wanted to go, your parents could walk you up. You'd get them. Well, my grandparents didn't, but the other kids would go, and then they would take you to the church. You'd go, you'd eat before or after you eat, and then it'd take you back home. The churches used to serve an amazing part in our community in terms of bringing people good music, bringing people together for community, and making sure kids were looked after. Do you think that we and it's the small churches. I never trusted the big churches. They were always a little weird to me. Should we kind of return back to those small churches and that music tradition?
I think anything that fosters community and people being together and your world not being on a little screen you hold in your hand, because that's a lot of lies. And people think that's real. And it's not what's real. What's real is, you know, the actual people around you and what's really happening. I always feel so much better when I get with a group of people for whatever reason.
So I think that's what music does now. Like,
that's what good music does. Here, we're in New York City. He has there's an amazingly talented kid who's on Shady Records called Yellow Wolf. It's from Alabama. Wolfie had something there that night, but we followed through KP, me, Bear, I think you were there too. The club is obviously owned by some guys who are probably Russian. And so it's a hip hop club, no hats, and it's just like, oh, it's hip hop nights, and D Nice is DJing, and yet there are no hats, and so D Nice is in there, he's DJing, and there's a guy aggravating him who keeps like, hey, don't play this, don't play that, don't play. And he's like, finally, D's like, man, yo, fuck this, I'm out. Every time we get a little crunk, every time he plays a little John or something, we get up, a little 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Man, finally, D Nice is like, you know what? Fuck you, I'm out. And he throws on a song. No. They try to calm us down after he dips, and they throw on Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
That's
KP's birthday.
KP's birthday. It was. They put on Sweet Home Alabama, and they did not realize that in their mind, we're going to put this in, these black people are going to be bored. They didn't understand. No, sir. When Leonard Skinner plays, they're only Southerners, baby. Color got left at the door. We're here. We were standing on a goddamn sofa with champagne bottles screaming Sweet Home Alabama like we were saying Jeezy's songs in 2004, 2005. And it was amazing to see those guys just stare from the DJ booth like, what the fuck are we witnessing? And unification through music. Great. That's what great music does. That's what
I think so.
That's what really happens. Give me 3 country artists that my urban artists should hear. You.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to say you, but give me 3 more.
All right.
Who you like? Who you think they should hear?
I like, well, I'm a little biased with some of my friends.
Be biased with your friends.
I think there's a girl named Ashley Monroe.
So we're going to check out Ashley Monroe. Who else?
Waylon Payne.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think of people that be a little bit more underground and not like as commercially obvious. Mary, who am I missing? Ian No. So
we're gonna check out those 3.
Yeah, he's a mountain dude, and it's heavy. It's heavy. Yeah,
we're gonna check it out. So you hooked up with speaking of Waylon's, with Waylon Jennings' son, Shooter. Mm-hmm. And how'd you guys hook up, and what brought him to producing the whole album?
Yeah, well, SiriusXM, he has a show called Electric Rodeo on Outlaw Country on SiriusXM. So we always knew each other.
Yes.
And then I went through this period where I had a lot of tragedies and bad stuff happen, and some of the people around me shipped me off to a rehab facility, and he stood up for me in that moment. Because it was kind of another trauma, and he was like, "That girl is she's wounded. You don't cage her, you know." And we didn't really know each other, and he did that within industry folks that were like behind this. And so I just thought, wow, man. And the minute that we met, which was probably on the Outlaw Country cruise ship, he felt like family. There's some people you meet and they're just familiar. It's like, you're familiar to me. We're just familiar. And that's how he felt. Dope. So we've always had that just automatic bond and closeness. And I wanted to make a record with him. I wanted to make Aftermath with him. And there was another producer involved that I really wasn't as hyped on. And I was like, man, I got to let this one go. And I worked with a Georgia guy named Butch Walker, who's really a huge, big time producer. That's awesome.
Shouts out to Butch.
Yeah. And so I made that record with Butch, and I told Shooter, I was like, I'm going to catch back up with you.
Yeah.
We're going to do something. And so this was the record
and this
for
is
that.
It. Yep. So shouts out to Shooter, man. Hopefully we can get you on here too. I'd like to hear more about what that process was like and what it's like, man. Just in terms of, with country, when I think of people, I met Wheeler Walker a few years ago. I see someone I would consider, a cool ass associate. Dare I even say we've been friendly more than not. But I remember him coming through here, hearing this record, it's just like this shit. And I've done a record with him. Like, this is the most wild, audacious shit I've ever heard. Then I went to the show. Then I went to the show. I'm just like, this shit is packed. And I didn't understand that, much like underground rap, much like punk rock, there are people who are very much hillbilly, country, Nashville, Appalachian, but they like their stuff that the radio might not play or TV might
with
not
some
play.
edge.
Yeah, man. So it's Wheeler. You start looking at Sturgill, Tyler Childers.
Am I pronouncing
that right?
Tyler Childers.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Fantastic artist.
This whole independent wave is an outlaw too. It's not something you give; it's something you earn. You got to show.
I was going to ask, what is the difference between outlaw
and regular?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I remember a conversation with my daddy that kind of speaks to that, which was I was really struggling with my major label deals and getting on the same page with these people. And Daddy said, well, you know what Willie Nelson did? He got him a sack of marijuana and he went down to Texas and he did his own damn thing. Dang. And I remember, that really stuck with me. And I was like, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do because I just can't jive with it. So it was a struggle. So people that find a way to work outside of the system. So it's not necessarily like a specific sound, at least in my mind, as I understand it. It's more about, I'm going to do it. It's within this sort of country framework, but this is not commercially aimed in any boardroom. Yeah. Like nobody in a boardroom came up with the idea for me or this album or this song. Like I'm presenting something. Kris Kristofferson, somebody that's writing about Sunday morning coming down and all that. Yeah.
Kris Kristofferson, I'd already listened to and loved from the Outlaw Country movement, but I really gained such huge respect and admiration for he and the R&B singer Tyrese. The Dr. Martin Luther King Day, which is something that people argue about. I'm never gonna argue about a day off. Fuck that. You know what
we used to go fishing. Me and my girlfriend go fishing. I'm like, all right.
The God bless president. He could come out and say, we're doing Robert E. Lee. Fine, I got the day off. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Dukes of Hazzard time. But I didn't think people would be so upset. But I love the fact that Kris Kristofferson, he came to King Day marches. And he marched, and he was in solidarity with Dr. King's wife, Coretta. And I saw him as a person who was a breaker of stereotypes. Because at the time, again, in Atlanta, you just didn't see people that didn't look like you. You only saw him on television, but he was always representative of that. And he really was a walking example to me of, I don't have to know you or be neighbors with you for us to share ideas and the want for a better America.
He cares about liberty. Cares about liberty. Yes. And so that is like, hey, these folks might not have it to the level that they should. Yes. And that could come from me one day. Yes. So I'm going to, stand with them. Sinead O'Connor, when she ripped up the picture of the Pope, he's the one on the show. She walks out. She's a very fragile but powerful woman. Yes. They're booing her, you know, and he walks out and puts his arm around her, you know. That's Kris Kristofferson.
God bless him. He left us a few years ago.
He did, yep. And I got to be with him on Outlaw Country Cruise. That was a good one. Yep. And it was actually we visited, we docked in Jamaica. Yes. And Carlene Carter was on the boat with us, dear friend. And she said, "Hey, you know, John and June, Johnny Cash, June Carter, they had a home, a vacation home in Jamaica called Cinnamon Hill, and so the Hurt video, if you ever watch that, is filmed there, and it's stunning. I gotta go check it out. So they're like, hey, we're gonna take a little trip while the boat's docked up to Cinnamon Hill. They met us. Had a traditional Jamaican meal. That's so dope. Chris is with us. Cheater's with us. We sat around in a living room, played Will the Circle Be Unbroken. That's so dope. And it was one of the most powerful, just transcendent days, dreamy days. It feels like it was a dream. But yeah, I got to be with Chris that day, and I'll never get over it. Super grateful.
That's so dope. That's so you got me on me. I got chills.
I did too.
That's
I'm talking about my own self.
Speaking of, man, you and Wynonna Judd.
Yes.
Oh man, the easy kind. Could you tell me about, like, both of y'all fought the industry?
Yeah.
You know, both of y'all tough sons of guns, man. What was it like, and what was the energy pass? What was the, like, that's a dynamic duo.
Yeah, you know, it's like Wynonna is another one of those people that, you know, I feel pretty underground, and so I'm always kind of surprised when somebody like Shooter even, you know, knows that I exist. And Wynonna's one of those people. Somehow, I don't know, she got my phone number and she's like, "Hey, I'm up at the studio today." This is years ago. She's like, "Can you roll through?" When she was having challenges with her mother, and they were opening the Judd's exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame. She's like, I need strong women around me. Can you come up to the Hall of Fame today and just be here, you know, be present? So she's just, I don't know, it's kind of this unspoken thing that happens. So our relationship is built on this kind of amazing ethereal bond that just appeared. And I'm so grateful for it and honored by it. And so, yeah, I hit her up about singing on one of the songs on the record. I actually sent her 3 things because I thought my chances was better if I gave her options. Because, I mean, she's an artist. I want to give her what she feels. I want her to feel it, you know. So I gave her 3 options, and she chose the song "The Easy Kind," which is the title track of the film.
Yes.
Yep.
The Easy Kind.
Yep. And she sings a verse on it. And to hear her voice sing words that I wrote is, you know, I don't need a trophy. I don't give a shit about a trophy. You know, it's like that is.
I want you to win one, though.
I mean, I'll take it. I like shiny things. I got a shelf I put it on, but
I want you to win.
Well, thank you, but I just it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to have her presence in my life.
That's not the Wynonna Judd.
Do you think? Well, not do you think, but in country, do you see it being, because in hip hop you see there's like a competitive thing, and sometimes the older people, older rappers or other rappers, they look at other rappers as competition. Do you see it like, do you guys look at each other like competition, or do you see it like being more reach back and we're supporting each other?
There's some of that, but there's some of the support, but there's definitely also, I think, what you might be referring to, which is that older generation not liking maybe the sound or the approach of the next wave coming on, and so they like, that's not country music, that's not, you know. So there's that vibe, but then there's also like Jeannie Seeley was one of the matriarchs of the Grand Ole Opry. She got called to the office for wearing a halter top on a crop top on the Opry stage, and she had moved from the West Coast, and she didn't know. Like, they called her to the office, and they're like, "Well, we're going to have to talk about this." She didn't know what they were talking about, so that was just normal fashion at the time. But she's one that was always just supporting everybody that was coming up through the framework, regardless of any of the musical taste or whatever. She's like, "This is our country music family. I'm going to support and spread love no matter what."
How many times you've done Opry? You've done Opry.
Man, my daddy's the one that kept count. And I know I was over 300 when he passed.
You've done over 300?
Yeah. So there is an exact number, but I don't know it. It's somewhere between 300 and 400.
We got a fucking trophy coming. We got to quit playing. I was amazed as a kid at how accepting the Opry was in terms of audience. It just watched on television, it didn't seem like they minded who watched. They were into it. Do you think that
country music, like when you hear Big X the Plug, you hear a kid that's rapping over mute tunes that have been influenced by country. When you're listening to what's the kid's name?
Shabuzi, yeah.
Shabuzi, you listen to a kid who it's in his bones.
Yeah.
You think about Charlie Pride.
Yes.
And what Charlie,
I love Charlie Pride.
Man, come on,
what
man.
a dude.
The presence. There's a presence in country, and I didn't know until a rap producer told me years ago. A lot of writers in Nashville, they came out of Atlanta. They just couldn't get work in Atlanta, so they came there. So obviously, I'm talking about some black kids and producers. I'm just like, wow, I didn't know that behind the scenes we really deal with each other. We know, like I said, I was fucking at a Wheeler show. I was in a Wheeler truck, smoking a joint, talking, But I don't think sometimes. I think the audiences kind of stay split up outside of the shows, and I think that we could do better to introduce each other to each other's music because there's such good shit out there.
Yeah, and some of my favorite stuff happening in like modern country music, there is a melding of that.
I'm
there's like certain beats behind it, and there's some country people that are like, oh hell no, But I love it because it's like, oh, this is speaking to me because it's bringing elements of things that I loved. I mean, when I was a cheerleader at Wildwood High School. With some of the black girls on the squad, and they're like stomping out beats, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and get with this. It was like fun.
When Miles pushed past jazz, like it was still jazz, but like in the late '60s, early '70s, Miles was like, I'm gonna push a little further. It's not gonna be what you expect. I like music when it pushes. Like I said, the Sweet Tea album, I had heard Buddy Guy one way my entire life. My grandfather, Chicago style blues, and then man, when he blended with that rock group, I was just like, this is still blues, but this is incredible.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many like instruments and notes and stuff. And so it's interesting when it gets kind of meshed up. To me, the important thing is just authenticity and who's singing it.
If you could work R&B wise, who would you work with? Like, who would you snatch from?
Oh, God, R&B wise?
Who would you get to say, I know we would do a hell of a hybrid song? Which 2 or 3 singers?
All right, let me think.
Yeah.
Golly.
I got an idea on somebody who would be.
Who you think? Who you think she is?
Face.
Face, Scarface?
No.
Oh,
Babyface.
Oh, Babyface. Oh, yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me think about it. Okay.
Lionel Richie.
I mean, if I could go back, Ray Charles. I would roll around under his piano, like whatever.
We went to his studio, which is essentially a museum now, and saw the room where because he bought his building, and that's what was dope about him and James Brown in particular, the independent mindset they had. Ray owned his building. They had the rehearsal in there, the studio in there, and you get to see the clothes that he performed in. You get to so I gotta say, when you're in LA, I don't know if you've been there, but go.
I would love. I haven't. I would love that. The first, and I gotta touch on funk music.
Go for it. Talk to me.
Like Rick James,
come on,
Funkadelic, all that stuff. Like, I mean, some of my like really kind of singer-songwriter hippie dude are like, whoa, we want a bass player that wears a diaper.
Yeah,
like, that's what that's where we need to move towards.
I was with George Clinton 3 weeks ago.
Were you really?
We were
all that stuff. When the first album that I ever ordered, that I ever got to buy, music I got to pick out, I was probably 11 or 12 years old. It was a commercial on TV, and it was a compilation album. So there was all kinds of, Rick Springfield was on it. But the reason I wanted it was because Let It Whip. And I was like, this is my jam. I'm getting down with Let It Whip. And so Mama let me order that. And that was my first vinyl record purchase. And it was because
like Columbia House.
Some of that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. And I've only had 2 questions. This is a request.
All right.
I want to know your favorite gospel record. And I'd like to hear you sing a verse.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, Lord.
I knew that was coming.
Man, I mean, I got to prepare for this kind of thing. I don't know. So one of my favorite gospel singers is Vestal Goodman.
Okay.
So she was a woman that was in a band called the Happy Goodmans. I was trying to think of, all right. So there was this song called Canaan Land.
Uh-huh.
And it went, Moses led God's children, 40 years he led them through the dark and through the night. It was like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
yeah, Canaan land is just in sight. Yeah, I'm in my talking voice. I'm not in my singing voice.
Came out of this lady's throat.
No, Vestal Goodman and some of that gospel music, you know.
And you were singing that as a child in the church.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Canaan land, just in sight.
So when did you know you had a gift of song?
When I got offered a publishing deal.
Really?
So, yeah, because I went to Georgia Southern. I tried to not do music because I associated a lot of negative drama with it. So when I went to Georgia Southern, I double majored in accounting and computer information systems. And I got a job with Pricewaterhouse in Nashville, Tennessee. And what Georgia Southern did not prepare me for was how to function in the corporate world because I was an artist and I was a creative. And it's almost like, I don't know if this is a fair analogy to it, but it's almost like sexual orientation or something. Like I can't help it, kind of a freak. In the stringent corporate world.
Yeah.
I could do the work. I was qualified to do the work, but I couldn't function within the constraints of it. So I was
the culture of it.
I was the culture, and I was dying. I was dying in that job that I had gone to school for 6 years to get. And I was like, shit. So, but I got looped into this guy. It's like, hey, we need a girl with a real country voice to sing some of this old publishing catalog. We're freshening up. And so I went in my business suit on my lunch break and I played him a song I'd written in college. And he offered me a publishing deal on the spot.
And
so
that's
I was like,
when you knew.
Well, I mean, it gave me the idea. It was like they're about to throw money at me to write songs. And he said, all right. So, and it was like, I mean, it was sad. The money was sad. It was like 18 or 20 grand a year. I think they started me out at Pricewaterhouse around 36 or 40, which was good for that age at that time. And so it was like going to be a big pay cut. Had to get rid of the boyfriend, get rid of the apartment. And I moved into the publishing company and I slept on the floor for 3 years surrounded by the vinyl that they published. And and another layer of my music education began. But because of their investment and faith in me, to do, and I needed that moment of reinvention because I was dying in the other environment and I just didn't know. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go this way. I'm young. I got a little bit of student loan debt, but I ain't got no babies. I ain't got, nothing to take care of but me. So I can afford to take this leap and see what happens. And so that's what I did. And that's when I got to just focus on writing songs. And that's what I care about doing.
3 years on the floor.
Yeah, I have one of those chairs. I mean, it's a chair that's like sits on the floor. It's a cushion and it folds out twice. And it was just cozy. It was just right. And it was a little, old building down on Music Row.
But that was better than corporate.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, we drank beer and smoked weed and listened to records at night, and then we'd, write songs during the day or be in the studio doing demos of those songs and pitching them to other artists to get cut. And through that process is when I got picked up by Atlantic Records.
And that's where you learned how to record and how to vocal produce and...
Yeah. Yeah, learned a lot in the Nashville proper studio system. And I'm so glad I had that experience because some of the best musicians in the world work within that system. Charlie McCoy on harmonica, I mean, like world class. And I'll go in there and give them some song, it's like a little half-ass song. And then I hear these musicians come and they elevate it to it. I mean, that's a high.
Are you melody driven or lyric driven?
I try to be both. I mean, as I work on my craft and hone my craft, ideally, my goal isn't, and I think I did it on this album, hopefully, is to distill kind of dense, almost folk lyricism, but make it digestible. Put a catchy chorus on it. Keep the verses tight. Put musical hooks throughout it, because I used to just like vomit out a bunch of stuff, and then finger pick under it forever, which is fine. But I've been working on that, like trying to.
It sounds like you're talking about me. That's exactly as I record this summer. I said we're going to focus more on the hooks this time. We're going to focus on. They already know you can rap. You don't need to do 3 super long.
And my girlfriend Ashley Monroe is really a master at that. Yeah. There's just musical hook under musical hook under musical hook happening. Just some little thing will come in and happen, and then it goes away. And in this day and age of like ADHD or whatever, because of phones and focus problems, I mean, you got to have those little. Over here, squirrel.
What do you say to that little girl in Florida when you go back? You're talking to yourself. You go back off.
It's like, hang in there, baby.
Yeah,
hang in there, baby. Yeah. And to my parents had me when they were older, and they knew that they would pass when I was relatively younger, because, and so they always kind of worried about that. My daddy tried to prepare me for that, to be self-sufficient and be strong, you know, and be able to take care of myself in the world. He used to throw a bag of feed over my shoulder, and I was really little, you know, and he'd be like, "You the only boy I got. Get up here," you know. He's like, "You need to be able to tread water for 45 minutes."
Yeah, I mean, I used to
taught me to drive when I was 11. Had me driving around, you know.
That's my cousin Mary.
Yeah, you know, made me learn to drive.
I used to think they were being just harsh on us. Like my grandparents, me and my sister, they were 44 and 54 when I was born, because they always talked to us about take care of yourself and each other, because y'all are all y'all got. And they always told us we're going to die one day. We're going to be gone. All you're going to have is yourself and be independent. That was really their focus. So I get that. As I get older, I know I'm telling my children, you know, be independent.
Yeah, I mean, you really want that, you know, because you worry.
Exactly. But if you spoil them, you're ruined. So
right.
I did some ruining, so I'm trying to undo some of it.
No.
I see so many in this culture. It's a patriarchal culture, but my community happens to be a very maternal one. You know, so your mother's side, you kind of know, and women are a lot of times leaders, and I've never not seen them that way. My great grandparents had their farm since the 40s, and I was impressed because both their names were on it. It wasn't just my great grandpa. It wasn't just N.H. Blackman. It was N.H. Blackman and Truzella Blackman, my great grandmother. So I've seen in my life a lot of female leadership, and yet I know that a lot of times women don't get accredited for the leadership role they played, whether it's civil rights, women's suffrage movements, and even in music, you see a lot of times women's legacy disappear. Or you have done an album that is in remembrance of women, of an event, of one that could be tragic, and you've brought honor and dignity and integrity and made sure those names are not forgotten. Do you see women that are kind of forgotten in country, forgotten in R&B soul? What is your encouragement to young women that are getting in it? What is your encouragement to an audience that's listening that they could do to better support women artists? And, you know, are women getting a more fair shake now, or is it possible, you think?
I mean, the truth is, at the end of the day, you just got to deliver the goods.
Gotcha.
You know, you got your music. Like, I know that I've got to outperform, outplay, outright my male counterpart to get the same opportunity.
Yes.
Probably. In terms of like young female artists coming up, I would say, you know that there's a underpinning of women holding you up.
Yes.
There's some standing on top.
Yes.
We're all in it together.
Gotcha.
You know, we're all in it. And so you might be, you know, it's like building the pyramid in cheerleading. There's the girls that's holding the one up, and there's the one that's like, you're going to go up there and twirl, you know? And so, but we're all part of holding each other up. And I have, and not all girls are like this, unfortunately, but I am fortunate to surround myself with women that feel that way. And I'm also not, I don't know, I'm not on some fierce, like, you know, feminist thing. You know, I don't think that you get people to come in and feel you and hear you by bitching.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm not going to come out with, this ain't right, blah, blah, you know, and it's like, you know, nobody wants to hear that. Yeah. I wrote a song in 2007, and this is what really made me staunchly independent, clearly, because country radio banned it because it had the word balls in it. So I wrote a song in 2007 called Sometimes It Takes Balls to Be a Woman. And the album, and I called the album Balls. And I put it in pretty pink cursive.
Okay.
You know, and it's pretty. But the CMT, the video channel, played the video a lot, but country radio would not touch it. Damn. And they're like, "No, you're out. You're out."
For saying balls?
Yeah, you can't. Girls, you can't say balls. So yeah, they didn't want to hear it. And I was asked to not do it on the Grand Ole Opry, specifically, like, you know, you can't. You can't do your new song.
Much harsher words in Outlaw Country.
Maybe from a woman, though, maybe.
Yeah, and not at that time for that stage.
Did the controversy help at all, though, in terms of making more eyes and ears get on you?
I think it's probably
banned, I wanted to hear it as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in the long term, but it's taken a long time to reap benefit from that. But in terms of like maybe galvanizing some sort of underground legacy that I might have with women in country music, that song set me on that path. If that song
came out today, you think it'd have the same reaction?
I don't know. know. I don't know if it would or not. I mean, for one thing, it's country as hell. That's a problem. The record could be better. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest about it, like I wish that, maybe the conditions weren't all right. So I feel like the record maybe isn't where it needs to be. But that's my self-criticism. But yeah, I have no idea. Maybe. I mean, there's some girls coming up that are doing really well. They're playing the big stages. They're opening for Lainey Wilson and all that. And like Caitlin Butts, and she said, I made a lot of tip money playing that song, And
well, who were the young ladies? Forgetting the name of the group. I think it was a 3-woman group, and
the Chicks.
Rick Rubin.
The Dixie Chicks.
Chicks. Yeah.
How are they? Because they went through some controversy, right?
Oh, Lord,
how
mercy.
are they doing? Holding up? I thought they were brave as fuck for the move.
Yes, they just started a new tour, and I think it's doing really well. I mean, I love those girls.
Yeah.
I mean,
they crossed over like they were known in my community.
Yes. And talk about a credibility scare.
Yeah.
In country music, these girls can play.
Yeah.
They can sing. Natalie Maines went to Berkeley. She's a trained vocalist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Her daddy is Lloyd Maines, who's a big time steel guitar player in Texas. Marty and Emily are trained bluegrass players. Yeah. They play shit out of their instruments.
That's crazy.
And you don't see that a lot. You see people get up, they can't necessarily, and these girls, and the other thing that the Chicks did was they cut other underground songwriters' songs. So they took somebody's best song that maybe not be, and they cut other songs. They didn't try to write everything themselves. Yeah. So all that recipe, but talk about, controversy. So the Shut Up and Sing documentary.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the Rat War. Natalie is pissed about it, the lead singer, and she makes a comment just off the cuff.
Yeah.
We're ashamed that the president of the United States is from Texas.
Yeah.
Referring to George Bush. Yeah, W. Bush.
Second one.
Yes. And so if you watch the footage of it, it was spur of the moment. There had been a 1 million person march that day against the war in London. And so it was like in context, but out of context. And man, an organized movement with country radio went in and they whipped people up about that till they had them like showing up on the local news, trashing and burning. Yeah. Like
they really use the media to manipulate and like you say, crack the whip on them. It's happened to me too. God bless. I mean, and people say, I was like, I popped up in Hillary Clinton's email. That definitely, there's definitely a group of people that say, hey.
And what's crazy is right when that happened, the song that they had that was going to be a huge hit, and still is. It got yanked from the charts. I think it was at number 14 with a bullet. Was called Traveling Soldier. Yeah. It's a patriotic song. Yeah. Patriotic song. Yeah. And they were like, no, y'all are done. And then country radio has not touched them since.
Wow. The title Great Television is about how media enriches us and also manipulates us.
That's right.
And you just told us an instance of how that manipulation was used not only to stop a great group, but a great message. Because we don't need to keep sending poor boys to war. How does it enrich us?
How does what?
Media enrich us.
Well, I mean, it's access to a wealth of information. I mean, we're in the information age, which is great. I mean, you used to have to buy some set of 50 pounds of books from some traveling salesman and hope that some shit was in there.
We had those too, Moetown.
So I think there's access to you can really find yourself. Somebody in Illinois that might feel like really alone in their community because they're weird for whatever reason can find somebody, somewhere in California that's like them because of the internet, because of media.
What are the dangers of that, though?
Well, I think the dangers are with the manipulation. So I think there are some, in my opinion, like some dark organized forces. Like, no, we don't want people thinking like that. So we're gonna frame something, or we're gonna make people mad about something that's some bullshit. Yeah. In order to ostracize something that we don't like.
Gotcha. With the easy kind, you're dealing with loss of family. You're dealing with being sent to rehab. Like, why do a movie about? Is it to help other people know they're not? Is it just to tell your story, or because it's what provokes you? Because most people want to hide the bad part.
Yeah, that's a good question.
They don't want the South meat.
Right, that's right. Yeah, they don't want the hog. They don't want that hog head cheese. They don't want that little bit that's got chipped off right here. Yeah, they don't want that. But I mean, honestly, when the filmmaker approached me, Katie Chevney's her name. She's made documentaries only up to this point on things like Syrian war crimes and dark money. And I'm like, what is she doing around here? I was very reluctant. And I was like, I don't think that I feel like this is going to be used against me somehow. I'm going to step in shit somehow, and it's going to come back to bite me. So I didn't really, I was reluctant. But I was also so disenfranchised from the system at that point that I needed a project, and here's this woman that's paying attention to me. So we began the process not really knowing what we were going to do or how we were going to do it, and we just built it slowly. Yeah. And it slowly morphed into what it is. Yeah. I didn't go in saying, I'm going to do this and this is what it's going to be. Yeah. I mean, we just and at the end of the day, it was just two women creating together, and that was really fun. And it's built like a beautiful 8 years to make that film. And what I hope is that middle class musicians or anybody that's sort of part of the underpinnings sees themselves in it and feels not alone. Yeah. And people even in life, even whether, regardless of whether it's music, regardless of your gender, whatever. I just hope everyday people see struggles no matter what the framework of your life is.
Yeah, I feel you. I often go to Spondivits, which is right up the street, a little seafood space. Because we're closed on Bankhead Seafood's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. But they call them huskers, right? The people who play publicly. And I always tip them, and my wife's just like, you're encouraging me. I was like, absolutely. It's so brave for a 4-year-old girl to be singing. It's so brave for any musician to stand in front of an audience that didn't pay to see them to add. There's just so much pride and dignity and courage it takes to do it. You've taken that courage into now making not only 8 albums, but with this new and great television, really courageously putting it all out there. And with the film, The Easy Kind, I just want to thank you for coming in the conversation. We aren't
you guys.
Your traditional country podcast.
I know I'm not your traditional guest. So I'm really honored. It's a huge deal to me to be here.
Well, me and Shane are going to smoke a lot of marijuana listening to your album as we drive down to her hometown of Savannah. Okay. And I'm going to be listening more, not less. I think the guys have.
Yeah, for sure. And let me, I know those first 15, 20 minutes where you sitting over there. I know you was like, what in the hell have I got myself into?
Like, they might just say, call this other guy nigger.
I got to get out of here.
I was like,
there's no way this went well for me.
I wasn't going to do that.
She turned red over there.
Don't give me another minute. I'm not trying to get into no trouble.
That was on me. That was not on her. That was me trying to get no trouble.
You want to read a disclaimer too?
Yeah, I want a copy of that on an index card. I'm just going to carry that with me like scripture.
You brought me something. Let me open this, man. I got that album she brought me from Stax, which is crazy. She brought me this joint that I'm smoking. You other guests, man, you could beef up your come with something, guys. This is amazing. Oh, this is get badass. To Killer Mike, thank you for having and sharing your platform with me. I admire you so much, and this is a huge honor. Much love and respect. Oh, thank you so much. It means the world. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up here. It's gonna stay up here.
You ain't had nobody classy on him.
What? Come on.
I mean, my co-host. Oh, definitely ain't no class between they two.
Talk about Swift. Don't talk about Swift like that. That's crazy.
Oh man, this mother got. Hey man, you got on T-shirt of the day. I got to give that to. Thank you. For not only coming here today, but just thank you for being brave when it's easier to concede. Thank you for being courageous enough to say, I don't know. Thank you for being courageous enough to say, man, I that wasn't 2007. This is what I could have done better, because people need to know that art is imperfect. Art is something you're practicing, you're progressing. You never perfect it. What do they say? No painting is ever finished. It's just abandoned by the artist.
You just stop.
Yeah. So thank you. I just
Thank you.
And where can they watch the movie?
So, well, it's on a limited theatrical run right now.
Okay.
There's a website.
Where in Atlanta?
Tara tonight.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so theeasykind.com or the film. theeasykindmovie.com. It's got a website. I don't know. But it goes to streaming in August.
Okay.
So people will be able to stream it in August. I don't know yet.
We'll be sure to list it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm not sure about all them things. Yeah. I'm trying. I stay in my zone. I'm supposed to be promoting shit. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, we got you. We're gonna keep shot. And I hope you come back. I hope this not
I would love that.
You're the first artist ever to sing or display their talent. So thank you so much.
Well, I can't wait to see the conversation about that. I
Oh,
don't know.
They're gonna love it.
Yeah, it was hard.
They just get on me. You're good.
Yeah, if he didn't laugh and say, you did good.
I like to warm up and be in my singing voice and get present, but I wasn't ready. You know, there's talking voice, there's singing voice, but
I got to go look that song up and listen to it. I'm sure it sounds better from you, though.
I don't know. Vestal Goodman, she'll bring it.
Anything else you mentioning, guys? Our guest got big shit to do. We got to go to Bankhead Seafood, get some fish. Yeah, we're going to go get a big-ass fish sandwich, sing some country tunes.
I'm texting you a list of things that you need to do before you get on the bird tomorrow.
Before I get on the plane tomorrow? Oh, okay, cool. Just been conversating with Elizabeth Cook. Great television is coming. The Easy Kind of movie's coming for streaming in August. I want y'all to support her. She's badass. She's outlaw. She's country. She's Floridian. So you know she don't give a damn about none of that fuck shit. Love you to death.
Love you. Thank you.
Disclaimer.
My name's Michael Render. They call me Killer Mike. And this is Conversate. I just want to conversate. I just want to conversate, which I want to convert. Conversate's not a real word, but I encourage questioning. I want to encourage thought. I want to conversate. I want to have discussions with people that I may not agree with or that I may not understand and try to gain perspective. I think we all should be doing that. We all should be in talk. You know, we all should be in a constant state of talking because that's what precedes organizing and mobilizing and revolutionizing and changing things. I believe in the power of conversation. I believe in Conversate. So I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk and I'm here to listen and learn. And I'm here to have people impress upon me different ways and thoughts and mentality. I believe in conversation. I believe in jive, talking, and rapping. What you call it. I'm a rapper. I'm rapping. But before rappers were rapping over beats for money, I want to exchange some respect with one another, you know? So we're going to conversate. We're going to check it out. Yeah. Conversate with Killer Mike.
Hey, y'all got a question for my crew? You want to talk to me, Bear Swift, or anybody and ask them something? I want you to come check us out at conversatewithkillermike@gmail.com. Send your questions in, send your thoughts and concerns, and we're going to make sure we get them up online, whether we discussed, talked about, and hey, we even might invite you on the show. Let's conversate.